want to know what I hate? I think one of the hardest things about working a corporate job is pretending like you care. Like there's something so very performative about corporate tryhards who are happy to conform to this. I hate when corporate cucks demonstrate performative urgency. They do this by signaling their care in a few ways. And the thing that triggered this rant is people performatively walking quickly around my office. Like they're walking around like they're doing that running course on Wii Fit. Like these motherfuckers are walking around the office like they're on an incline treadmill. I don't know, something about that just triggers me. The second thing is people speaking loudly. I can't lie, I could be guilty of this too, but remember, I'm based and others are bad. Because I hate when folks talk loudly to someone right next to them. What they're really doing is communicating to other people around them, but talking to the person in front of them. Cringe, cringe. And finally, I hate when people type loudly to signal how much work they're doing. It's like a slave thanking their master as they're being whipped. It's so cucked when you think about it. That being said, I'm not saying don't work hard, and depending on the job, you can absolutely care about the mission. But a lot of us cope our way into that line of thinking. Like, really? Are you really deeply connected with the mission of doing accounting for a health insurance company, Janice? I doubt it. You're psychologically tricking yourself to cope with having the golden handcuffs of being a corporate exec. A corporate exec for a soul-sucking company. And to add some nuance, because I don't want to sound like some angsty teenager here, a job is a job. It's to make money. Ideally, you need to be learning and building your personal skill set. That's what I love about software development. There's an endless opportunity to learn and build your skill set. And contrary to popular belief, it's actually a pretty creative job. Like, I'm not talking about general IT, like no offense, but general IT sucks. Like help desk shit. The type of shit that could honestly be outsourced to India. Helping boomers share their screen to tell them to basically just press F11 so their web browser can exit full screen mode. But software development, on the other hand, is kind of like cooking. It's a science, but it's also an art. Like, you need to follow the directions to cook something correctly, but there are many opportunities to add variation in your game. That's why software development is cool, I think. Next topic, I was thinking about this with my permafoid the other day, and she liked it, so I figured I'd include it in this video. She's pretty base, so I can lay my autistic rants on her pretty thick, and she doesn't bat an eye, so W Foid. Also, by the way, don't call me soft, but I think I'm going to stop saying Foid. I don't want to get in trouble by talking about this, but the San Diego attacker, I'll call it, released his manifesto, and he used that word a lot, and it was honestly so icky. Like, he sounded like such a loser, and honestly, that made the cool terminally online people like me look bad. Fully disavow, and my prayers are with the folks who got affected. But anyways, I was talking with her about how it's bad to perform. I was saying that it's bad to over-explain when you're doing office small talk. Like when someone asks you how your weekend was at work, you need to say it in like 2 or 3 sentences and move on. Don't over-explain, don't go into too much detail, because if you do, you shift the dynamic to you performing for validation. If you try to say all this shit about your weekend and try to make yourself look cool, the other person subconsciously and intuitively recognizes that you're performing for their validation. So what do? Well, good question, my chuds and chudettes. You basically get observational. Talk about the weather, talk about traffic, or just bring it back to work. Stuff that you all can observe. That's the mitigation to avoid this performative dynamic. It's funny because this shows up in dating as well. I know this video is all over the place, but I'm drunkenly scripting this and I don't care. This is going to be more of a stream of consciousness video. Into the mind of Goshh, the pseudo-intellectual titan. But anyway, she was telling me about how much of a turnoff it is when dudes try to flaunt their wealth in the courting stage. You know, dudes who try to flex their job or say they have a Beamer outside and valet. And this is really important because many dudes fall into this trap. I've talked to countless lads that say something to the effect of, "Bruh, I'm done with these women. I give up on dating. I'm just gonna focus on making money, and then I'll get back to dating once I get my money right." That's a detrimental pitfall for reasons I'll explain later, but plowing ahead. Talking about and flaunting your money on the first date, for instance, is pretty bad. And it's bad because it signals performance to the woman. It tells them basically, hey, me just being me, like me being here alone is not enough to attract you. So I'm going to compensate for my lack of looks and personality by displaying what I could do for you. It's basically gesturing. You're restlessly thinking about what you can say to make this person like you, when you really should just be yourself and have a take it or leave it mentality. And I'm not saying any of this is a calculated decision from women. This is almost always subconscious or intuitive. It's basically pattern recognition. Think about your job and your boss. If you pay attention, it's very rare that your boss tries to impress you. And that's because they're secure in their standing of having you as their subordinate. They know that, and at least in this corporate setting, they're above you. So they won't care to over-explain or gesturingly come up with stories, phrases, or over-explanations to impress you. While on the other hand, just think of a job interview when you're punching up. You're basically selling yourself like a hooker because you need this. Dates shouldn't be like job interviews where you need the job. Staying with the analogy, my best job interviews have been the ones where I already have a pretty good job, and the job I'm interviewing for is a nicety but not a necessity. When you have that take it or leave it attitude, that quote-unquote aura exudes from you like sweat oozing from an athlete. Okay, I don't know why, but that sounded weird, but you get the point. When you have that attitude, due to pattern recognition, the other party perceives you as someone who has a lot of options, and it creates FOMO in their head which makes them want you. You didn't really do anything, all you did was change your behavior, nothing tangible. I will say a lot of times the confidence does come with doing something tangible, however, but it could absolutely be faked. And to be fair, I'll end with this, money is important, don't get me wrong. Money to women means security. It lets them know that you're capable of providing comfort for offspring. But you need to pair that with physical attractiveness as well as emotional connection. If a chick likes you for what you can provide and what you can provide only, you quickly get in a situation where your wife uses you for money and secretly shags the jacked pool boy. Many such cases. Anyways, that's all I have for tonight, lads and lasses. Appreciate the love, by the way, and also, if you liked the video, like the video. It really helps me in the algo. But besides that, take care, say your prayers. We'll talk later. So yeah,